Being fruitful and multiplying is not just about physically getting it in and bearing children and having them. Okay, that's a really big misconception. I want to talk about the real of sexual energy. You guys, sexual energy is very, very, very powerful. Now, this is for my ladies that's getting it in. This is for my ladies that's not getting it in, like me, like your girl. Okay, because again, we think that sexual energy is that we have to act physically on such a primal urge and feel like, oh, well, be fruitful and multiply. I gotta have babies and I gotta have them by a certain time and everything else. Sexual energy is blatantly just creative energy. You know what's crazy? I got my orange on today. I got my sacral orange on today. I swear I didn't plan this. That's another thing too. Life, I'm just realizing how life will just line you up to do certain things or act on certain things, and you don't even really physically know why you're doing it. I'm here talking about sexual energy and got my sacral on. Hold on, I'm gonna step back a little bit. My setup is a little janky, so I might not be able to get the whole thing on here. Let me see. So yeah, you can't really see everything, but let me get this back to what it is. But yeah, I got my orange on. I got the orange nails on. The toes is orange, baby. And I really didn't have anything planned on what to talk about again today. I really just been getting on here. I toss ideas in my head, but I'm like, I'm gonna just get on and just talk about something. So let's talk about sexual energy because I know I've been feeling it. Last night it was just coursing all through my veins, all through my bloodstream. I'm just like, woo, I feel like I need to get it in. I feel like I need to get it in. But knowing that I'm not physically getting it in right now, I know that my body is telling me that I have to channel it in some sort of other way. I have to express it in some sort of other way. This is why we get sexually frustrated or we feel that pent up energy, feeling like we gotta go ahead and get it off because it's a real thing. We don't deny sexual energy, even if we're celibate or we're abstinent or whatever else. We don't deny that we have this primal urge because it really is the originator of everything. Everything got here based off of sexual energy. You got here, your mama, your daddy, the trees in the background, the flowers, the grass, the sexual energy of Mother, Father, God produces life. And life continues to multiply, it continues to produce life. Okay. But that does not mean we got to stick it and get it. Sometimes we have to get into our physical art form again. Whether you paint, you write, you draw, whatever else, that is a form of sexual energy because it's a creative energy. And you use that energy, you multiply. You might make money from what you do. You continue in your sexual or creative or artistic energy, and maybe you sell your artwork, and then the money multiplies, the ideas multiply and multiply. But I also want to talk about the non physicality of sexual energy and multiplying. Sexual energy, which I've been in lately, is the desire to just look good, to feel good, to really be in my now, this is something I never really cared much about at one point. I always classified as like a feminine female, was never really tomboyish or anything, but I didn't really care to really, dress up and makeup and nails and jewelry and things like that. But lately, being in my sexual, feminine, artistic, creative energy, this is how I'm expressing myself. Being more cognizant about my hair, my nails, my feet, what I'm wearing, smelling good, things like that. That's also a form of sexual energy. And what does that multiply? It multiplies money. It does because you attract it. You attract other people. You attract people who want to pay for this or who want to treat you or just want to give you a compliment or anything like that. That's a form of multiplying. Multiplying. And it just also puts you in this desire to keep doing it. So, oh, okay, what am I gonna do this time? What look am I gonna give this time? It's an idea, right? You can multiply ideas. You can multiply the non-physicality things as well. You can multiply joy. When you do the things you love, which can be from your sexual or your creative energy, ideas multiply. You continue to do and do. You might put a little spin on it. You might do it this way or that way. And it brings you joy. It brings you joy to be in your creative energy. It brings you joy to keep doing it over and over and over again. Then a new idea comes. Oh my goodness, I gotta do it. I gotta go ahead and put it out there. I gotta create this. I gotta joy. You're multiplying the joy. And you know how else that multiplies? People see you in your joy, you spread joy. So now you have multiplied the joy of others. Do we understand? Do we understand how being fruitful and multiplying is not just physically having sex and creating life? That is a form of it. That is a form of it. That is an idea of it. Yes, but that is not the only way we are fruitful and we multiply. Okay? So, besides the physicality of sexual energy, how do you express your sexual energy?